finally see what MatJouz is in a 1v1 game. So playing against Alba 6, who is here as the Wehrmacht on the eastern side of the map. Let's just now open up this view all map for all players, and we see MatJouz over here opening up with Pioneers, the Royal Engineers, Sapper squads, 2 of them, which is right. So going off for the first cutoff is a reasonable thing to do, whereas Alba 6 has gone for the fuel. Let's see how this goes. Kettenkrad is coming out of the building. Hasn't used a waypoint though, so it's not automatically moving out of the base, but is now heading over to this cutoff point. So both making a very similar start. And we should start seeing some fuel coming in soon. Now we're seeing a heavy machine gun, MG42 on the field. So 2 sappers actually is not a bad start here, because there's nothing really can hurt you if you can get around this machine gun. But this machine gun is coming straight to the middle. I'm assuming going to sit in this house, or maybe take the central victory point. Next squad is a section, infantry section coming in here. Solid first build. Now let's see what he does with this machine gun. Sapper's coming to take the point. Should give you some good vision here. And going straight into the machine gun. Ooh, into light cover. It's not going to be good enough. And I assume he's going to be running away very soon. Now trying to crawl away. Sappers should really be making a move around the side here. That's what I would be doing. I think that's a better move. But does manage to get out here. Now let's see if we can get the flank going on. Meanwhile, Ketten is putting some mines down. Ooh, MatJouz hates the mines. He will refuse to use sweepers because he thinks they are, how best to say it, not in good spirit to put mines down. So therefore trying to sweep for mines is just encouraging bad play, which I think is not cool. But we're seeing a reasonable amount of coverage now. The map from Alba 6 got a lot of capping squads. That makes sense. Not closing the distance here. I think that's probably an attack move. Probably why, which means this Kettenkrad is going to get away. Whereas close distance would have probably won there. Again, shooting from distance here, you're going to have a bad time against Grenadiers, taking almost no damage at all. But backing away for some strange reason, didn't really need to do that. And there's the mine going off. So has walked straight into the mine. No sweepers, of course. And now going to walk... No, he's in behind the machine gun. If he can close the distance, he could probably get... Oh, not going to close the distance. Probably going to get pinned again here. And is, so unfortunately, doesn't look particularly good there. We do see a dingo on the field now. Come harass these pioneers. Mortar so far hasn't really got involved. Now we start seeing the mortar come in the middle. But mortar is a little exposed here. Though the base machine guns are probably protecting it. Oh, he's got up close and personal with a dingo. Is MatJouz going to back away to give himself some shooting distance? Doesn't look like it, but the pioneers have stopped dancing. And yeah, and now running away. But we're seeing this push through the middle from Alba 6 is really dominating most of this map, and now we see this big fuel being cut off too. Mortar and section base. Early healing. No real need for that healing now. There's no squads really low in health. There's plenty of health. Sapper's squad needs one extra person. So he could have got another section out, is my honest opinion here before doing that. What really needs to do is get a sapper out over here. Oh, there he is. He is fixing, so that's good. Close the distance. Force him to move. It's going to be a close one. Needs to stop moving as a sappers though. Ah, he's going to lose now, I think. Not causing enough damage, and good decision to run away. But the map control now is very much in Alba 6's favour. That inability to move fast enough is starting to cost him, and actually most of these guys are not moving. Well, these guys in the base repairing there, getting a flamethrower as well. But these sappers are idle, and he's not getting his mortar really involved. That is a problem as well. So it's just an idle unit, which would have been much better getting another infantry section. This is a problem now, floating a lot of manpower. Could easily have had another section on the field, maybe even two had he not gone for the mortar as well, and that's a problem we're seeing now. He's just outnumbered on the field. Even Alba 6 has enough manpower for another squad. And yeah, this is the problem.
The enemy has claimed our sector.
We got the next building up. I don't think we have the next building up either yet. Bye bye goes the dingo. Could get a squad wipe here though. Focus fire. Gonna focus fire on him. Whoop. Does it? Get it? Yeah, gets it nicely. So that's a nice-ish, decent trade for the dingo. Grenadiers typically are more useful to have in the later game than dingo anyway, but you can always bring it off the field, which is good. So machine gun moving into a decent position now. Again, mortar is still idle. It's effectively defending this cutoff point, so it's just a complete waste of manpower, and we're still not seeing another unit coming in. I am assuming he's waiting for the commandos, but it's costing him a lot of ground. A lot of ground. And look, he's actually winning in the kill death. Oh, now the mortar's going. But very open. And Kettingrad's gone down over here, trying to take the point, which really should have taken it out earlier on in the game, had he closed the distance. Okay, mortar's now moving to help out here. Oh, in come the commandos. Oh, he's putting it right in the middle of the map, nowhere near the rest of his army. And if I'm a betting person, I'm going to say this is going to be an instant retreat. Machine gun is not reacting to it though, so he could chase the machine gun. It's going after the machine gun. Let's see if these guys can chase him down. Well, it's going after the engineer. Could get the weapon. It does get the weapon engineer, so in that case is a good use of the commando. Oh, there he goes. Runs away. It would have been a much better use of the commando if he was going to do it, to bring him on the side of the map with the rest of his army. But now, these guys standing too still, going after the machine gun, I suppose. But this sapper could really... There he goes. Now he's getting involved. This should be a machine gun wipe. Shrek not really needed, in all honesty. There's nothing there that would say so. This machine gun's gonna go down. Oh, I really need to close the distance with those engineers, and that is a word I'm saying way too often. Even here again, engineers have got to get right in the face of these guys if we're going to be effective, and this mortar is just not been worth the investment. Again, we're seeing just too small an army. Oh, another sapper squad's died somewhere. Oh, that's it. So this is an interesting one here. Where those sappers die? Don't know. But the map control is very much in the favour of Alba 6 at this stage, and we're seeing a verbal wind on the field now. 9 minutes in, and this is the first time I'm seeing the Humber way too late to really make a difference.
A squad of Jäger has been requisitioned.
Not having the big fuel over here has definitely cost MatJouz, and just not bringing on more units earlier on cost him a lot of map control, and I think that's really the issue here. We haven't even seen a battle group chosen by Alba 6. So this Humber's not going to do anything at all, this verbal wind. And I don't even know why he's going for the anti-tank grenade here, because there's nothing to follow it up with at all. And this verbal wind is going to massacre this Humber if he keeps trading like that. Could bring in anti-tank gun for sure. Let's have a look.
The tide is turning.
certainly bring in anti-tank gun. There it comes. Yeah. We're seeing another engineer here. 39 to 34. We've had a lot of squads go down. I don't know where this mortar is going. And this is now looking like a base pin, and that's going to be a mortar goes down. And finally, anti-tank gun is on the field. These sappers really have no chance against these two Jaegers. And I think this is probably curtains for MatJouz in this game. Gotta be said, I hope it's a learning experience in that respect, because you've just got to get more map presence, and mortars so early in the game really not needed, and then just waiting too long with manpower to get more units on the field. Some decent wipes, but wasn't enough really to make a difference. This double verbal Vin, double Shrek combo don't see as often anymore because of the Panzer Grenadiers being so strong with anti-tank gun support, so kind of the swap of that. But now this is just throwing away units. Like, that's, again, getting the sticky bomb on that, or the anti-tank grenade is really going to make no difference, because it's well defended by infantry. This AT gun's never going to get shot off. Not much more to say here. It's probably not an obvious way back in now. Humber can certainly do some work on the edges. This could be a good wipe. He chases down. Is he going to chase it down? Is he going to chase? Could get a wipe. He's not chasing though. That would have been a nice wipe, because the Shreks were too far away to really make a difference. But now we're seeing too many units just staying in the base, and that lack of dynamism, movement, quick movement. So here, two people taking the same point is giving away the position, or what points he's got. Is he going to get to this machine gun fast enough? Could you smoke? Okay. Oh no, I was giving it. Well, very avoidable defeat. Some obvious things to improve. First of all, don't get a mortar out so early. Totally unnecessary. Be far more efficient with manpower. Get far more presence onto the field. Dingo wasn't a bad shout, just was badly left alone by itself. And close the distance with those sappers, and you would have done way better. Quick look at the stats, and you see that that lack of map control really was the problem, and it never recovered. So that's just by having too much manpower in the bank. Second game now for MatJouz all by himself. Let's see if he can get over the disappointment of the first game. Let's reveal the map for all the players again. Different map, Toronto coastline. Let's see if we have a different build. See the infantry section-y building thing going up. What's that called?
It's done, Commander.
Section command post.
Command open.
That's the one. Is coming forward. So now two engineers. Let's see if he's going after the fuels. Looks like he is, which is a good game. This is never a good play in 1v1. I know in 4v4s this often happens. So you kind of get forward as fast as possible and defend. But in 1v1s, resources are far more important than VPs in the beginning of the game. So Predator the Destroyer, if you are listening to this, you should be getting resources, not VPs at the start. And look, not even... Oh, now it's moving. And getting a mortar. Very poor decision. I will say that to anyone. Getting a mortar as their second unit built. Not good against the early units of a game. So now we have infantry section. I like that MatJouz is listening to my advice to not build machine guns straight off the bat because you don't need them. And this map especially, Tormento, so many blind spots you can get around machine guns around here, around these bushes. So machine guns, unless you stick them in the buildings here to protect these VPs, there's one over here and one here, not great. Often you see a machine gun versus machine gun standoff over this victory point, which then maybe mortar, but don't get a mortar. Oh, he's doing it again. Oh no, there's no point. That mortar can't shoot people from close range and doesn't do anything against people on the move. So don't do mortar when you haven't seen a bunch of team weapons. It's not worth it. Much better to get another infantry section out, do some capping. Oh, speaking of doing capping, not moving. Come on, wakey wakey, there he is. Go engineer. So mortar is just going to sit in base, I'm guessing, not really do anything. Might start shooting now, this guy, because he's come very far forward. For some reason, Predator the Destroyer is not picking up the fuels, which is an oversight to say the least. MatJouz ordered with 33 fuel in the bank versus 13, and that means we're going to get an earlier Humber out, possibly an earlier Stuart if you want to go for a Stuart, but I'm going to guess he goes for a Humber. Oh, closing the distance. Is he going to get all the way up close and personal? Sections need to stand still, have better accuracy. Needs to stand still. Oh, and he's running. Oh, that's a good little push. Good little push. Is the mortar shooting yet? He's not shooting over here with a mortar. I don't know what that mortar's doing. Just both mortars are running away. Useless. Utterly useless. X-nay to the mortar A. Not worthwhile getting this early in the game. Now, two units taking the same point. Chasing in with the infantry section is just not a good idea. Just stick them back some cover in range and they'll do so much more damage. Look, doing almost no damage up close and personal because they just need the accuracy when stood still. Again, two units taking the same point could be far more efficient with his units than this. Both standing on the same point, so we see the MP40s here now. Yeah, when you stand so close together like this, the AoE of mortars is far more deadly as well. Oh, mine gone off. Where'd that mine go off?
A capture point is being overrun.
They put a mine down! MatJouz put a mine down, wow! Actual mine! Odd place to put it, I'm just so surprised that this guy got so far up the field to hit that mine. That, you know, it worked. Again, so this whole 2 units on the same point thing is still happening. You can keep them close together, which is fine. It's just very slow way of capping the map, and what you're seeing now is this whole section through the middle of the map here is uncontested, and there's no fighting here, which is odd and strange. And this machine gun and mortar are setting up to defend somewhere, I guess. Oh, unsetting up, back again. These sappers really need to be moving to take some of these points. They are sat in the base, not doing anything. Double mortar now. I don't know what that's going on. Has he seen a mortar and thought, I'm going to out-mortar the mortar? I don't know, just move out the way, and the mortar's lost its firing. It's not moving though. He's just going to try and soak up the damage. Oh, now that one hurt. Could wipe the squad with another. Well, it's quite spread out to be honest, and runs away. Very avoidable. Just move out of the way. But now we have the other sapper squad finally taking this point here. We have the manpower for another section too, because again, this number of units is just not enough this early in the game. And he's quite fortunate that Predator Destroyer has gone for 2 mortars when there's absolutely no need for that.
The enemy has our victory
Anyway,
point now.
both 2 units taking 1 point. Again, not a great use of units. And we're seeing bunker being built here, so that would be an interesting obstacle to overcome to take that far VP. Now we're seeing the Humber on the field. Could do some damage, but we do know that these Grenadiers do have a Panzerfaust. Let's see if this Humber is going to pursue. Don't want to get too close because the Faust will make it extremely vulnerable to the other Grenadier on the field. These mortars can hurt the Humber if they do land, but they are aiming blind, I guess. Lack of movement from Predator Destroyer. He could easily have been capping up this whole side of the map, pushing this VP. That's a lesson missed, and we're also still seeing the big fuel not be taken. Basics, utter basics of playing this game is resource management and keeping your presence on the map. I don't know why he doesn't want fuel. Doesn't want fuel. I don't get it. So a 3rd mortar now. Oh dear. This is just asking for a light vehicle retaliation for MatJouz to just handle this. Effectively with 3 mortars, the plan I'm guessing from Predator Destroyer is just annihilation of static units before they have time to react. But with so much manpower now put into these 3 very passive units on a map where it's relatively easy to go and flank these guys, just like this, you know, you're just going to wipe these off. This should be a wipe. Nicely done. Hopefully won't try and steal it. Doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. Now we're going back in to take on the engineers. But a good push from the Humber, pushing off the other mortars. They are going to be useless, really, with the Humber on the field. Does he stay out of range of the Faust? He does not. Now, where's the support? Where's the support? Well, the support could come from this machine gun. It could come from this sapper squad. They're not coming to support. The mortar and sapper in base are still standing there, idle, having fully healed as well. So these should be coming back on the field, putting pressure through the middle to support the Humber. Now, at least the machine gun is now in a decent defensive position, although the flank on the left side of the machine gun is certainly a possibility. Right, Humber going all the way back. Doesn't need to go so far back because he's now being chased by the sapper. Sappers do they have hazard removal package? They do not, so they're not going to have the faster repair rate. But they are going to start repairing, which is good. Alright. What do we think is happening? Oh, Bishop! I personally would have invested in a 2nd Humber. Or possibly you want to get something else that's going to do a lot of damage to something fast that can move around mortars. These mortars aren't that clumped up. Has this other mortar? It's still there. He's going to pick up this other mortar. But with this Humber really should be coming around the sides and putting the pressure on these mortars, get them off the field. Is he going to do that? Looks like it, yep. Every time it gets past the very thin level of resistance that the Grenadiers are putting up, just go chase these down. Actually, you've not seen anything anti-tank now. If you were being bold, could have chases into his base. Mortars in base can still do a lot of damage. Doesn't need 2 units here to be taking this point. But is he going for the Bishop? Not going for the Bishop yet. Can afford the Bishop, I think. Bishop is... Can you afford the Bishop?
What's the story?
320. No, he's dropped something else in. What's it? Oh, he's dropped another commando way back here, trying to harass the fuel. I guess these guys should really get back to base. There they go. But look at Blobby straight through the middle. Again, this is wonderful to hit with a Bishop if you had it. That's just really bad play. taking everything onto one blob. But now he's moving things out a little bit. Bit of spreading out. Still nothing. Oh, there's anti-tank gun now, which is going to do him some good. That's good to see. But MatJouz capping quite easily on this side, and great use of smoke. Glad to see that. He's not attacking ground to attack this. He could, or he's just waiting for the smoke to disperse. But they do shoot out the sides, I think, bunkers. So there's the flames now. But attack ground, do that faster. Mortar is also firing at the bunker. This is part of the problem with bunkers. You want to put them in places where you're not far away from your army, because they're very easy to take out when they're isolated by themselves. So if we want to put a bunker on this map, a better place to put it is here, where they're likely to have a lot of help. The mortar versus mortar, and that mortar's gone down. But to be honest, he didn't need that mortar. It's an utter waste. A lot of manpower, a lot of fuel. Let's see what's coming out now. Bishop is not a bad shout. Mortars don't hurt bishops that much. But I would definitely like to see this Humber do a lot more work. Because this one tank gun and these two snares are all the things that would hurt. And so you don't necessarily worry so much as a Humber. Oh, bye-bye Humber! Just as I was saying it, it's like, you've got to be really mobile with this Humber. And what we saw then was standing getting hit by mortars. It was the mortars doing a lot of damage. Stug onto the field, so I assume we will probably see an anti-tanker come out. No need to do that. A waste of munitions, although MatJouz is someone who always has a lot of munitions. Going for this expensive infantry a lot on this map is not a terrible decision. But now we're seeing coming forward against a Stug in just a big blob. The Stug, not that useful against infantry until he gets his machine gun upgrade. Should be closing the distance. All three of these, well, this guy, the infantry section, could probably be in cover. But these two need to get up close as possible, and he's running away, and oh, that was not a good decision. Unnecessary run away. That was poor play there. And what we're seeing now is Predator Destroyer just digging in on this right hand side with his triple mortar play. He doesn't seem to realise that you do need at least 2 VPs to win this game. So maybe, just maybe, going for the Annihilation win. But what we're seeing here is a distinct lack of micro ability, having to move everything all at once, and possibly because of that we're going to see this sapper get away. Maybe it's going to get away. Yep, get away, because no one chased for one. Like these effectively assault-ish grenadiers with MP40s, great at chasing down units, and didn't chase them down. So that sapper should have gone. Oh, what? Oh, there you go. Nice waste of munitions there. If you're going to do that, you do it to disrupt things as you're attacking. I think that drop didn't really do anything. They'd already moved. Thing is though, but if you attack them as they're moving, they don't have time to set up the mortars, the anti-tank gun, and so then you can do a lot of damage. Oh, running away from the bishop, and a nice hit on that mortar. That was painful. And now the Stug is going into the bishop fire, as is the AT gun. Is he going to try and hunt down the bishop? Nope. Just trying to move out of the way. Oh, now these mortars are also going into the bishop fire. So the thing to do though, as soon as you see that bishop firing, is not bunch these guys up. You need to spread those guys out. Again, going for the sticky bomb snare thing. What actually is it? Let's have a look. What do these guys have, so I can say it properly? It is called a sticky bomb. It's not a good idea unless you've got anti-tank and back it up. But now That's one of the mortars gone, which means there's only 3 left. 4 mortars. I've seen that in 4v4s a few times. People just build loads of mortars. Oh, it's a good steal. Get the steal. And now back it up. Good enough. Oh, he didn't have to run. Those 3 guys, 3 here, could have really helped the commandos win this fight. And now this AT gun is very vulnerable. He's attacking the infantry with it. But I would rush these guys in to take this AT gun out. And now this AT gun, very exposed, probably going to go down to the Grenadiers coming in here. But the Grenadiers are not going after it. It might get the final shot away here, and the Stug goes down. Oh, Predator Destroyer, that was very bad play. Could have definitely taken out the AT gun before the Stug went down, and bye-bye Stug. Does he have salvage? No salvage. So, also cannot... Does this one have salvage? No, that's a different battle group. So can't salvage that either. And now I see MatJouz in a strong position with that Stug going down because the Grant is coming with almost nothing that can attack it. Certainly these mortars are going to do nothing against it. Now these units, the section too close, very vulnerable to this attack, runs away way too soon. Again, it's like, that was unnecessary. Your commandos are elite. Elite! Oh, it's because he's wasting his munitions on flames. But for some reason, these guys stood there. Oh, it's going to be a squad wipe. And the mortar goes down. Having said that, you've dropped the incendiaries in. If you'd stayed fighting here, you could have pushed this now and done some good damage. But I don't know. What do I know? That timing of the incendiaries, yeah, you got a squad wipe and decrew, which you may say justifies it. I say that's just bad play from Predator Destroyer. It really could have moved out the way easily, and there's no need to do that charge away. We do have Bishop is being used though to relatively good effect. Grant yet to reveal itself, and for some reason is not moving forward. Not actually supporting either these guys on the left flank, on the southern side of the map, or supporting these guys on the northern side of the map either. So, and these guys have moved off the victory point, the engineers, so I'm taking that. We're seeing a bit of a blob here. 2 units, I think that is, taking the fuels one at a time. Could definitely spread out. The Predator Destroyer is going very much for his indirect fire. This 2 Nebelwerfers, not really necessary when you've got, well, 2 mortars as well. But MatJouz continues to take points with multiple units. Those Nebelwerfers are going for the point, and we're going to see bye-bye to the sappers. That was hurtful. Is that both of them firing as well? So that's that would hurt a lot. So this whole like annihilation by indirect fire. But I'd love to see the Grant really push into this base now and take out these mortars. The Bishop is firing into the base, which is good, but the Nebelwerfers have since gone. And of course, in the base, they will reinforce as long as they have the manpower to do so. But it's a good hassle. Good to hassle the things in the base. Makes them more aware, having to move, which is true. Oh, this is the big blob taking the fuel. Went for the victory point instead, and it's come across 2 Grants now who have both exposed themselves. So I do feel that Predator Destroyer now, with his massive overinvestment in direct fire, when MatJouz has so little infantry and only 1 support weapon in his army, it's just going to be idle now. And actually the Grants could just go roll into the base and blow everything up. Finally, we see that coming forward the Grants to attack. One AT gun is no match for two Grants, but he's backing away, probably because they're a bit too far away. Dropping in another airstrike instead. Oh, he's moving into the airstrike.
Sector lost.
Is this AT gun going to go down? He's going to get out in time. Let's find out. Oh no, couldn't get out in time. Probably should have gone backwards. But now the Grants have nothing to stop them.
Been destroyed.
And game over. Well, a bizarre game in many, many ways, and just a lack of infantry, really, from both sides that could do any fighting. We saw just some strange plays. Like 4 mortars built. Is it 4 mortars? Have a look at that. Units. No, 3 mortars built. 3 mortars. The Grenadier squads went down. That's also throwing them away a little bit. Nebelwerfers took out the engineer group, but that was it. But fairly ineffective. The Stug came on and shouldn't have died. Just tried to shoot down a AT gun when there's Grenadiers in support. So that's bad play as well. Looking at MatJouz's units. 2 commanders did pretty well. They lost a lot of units compared to what they really killed, so that's not great. The 1 infantry section, I would like to see 2 or 3. On that map, maybe a 3rd Royal Engineer may have done well if you were good at flanking and coming in behind those mortars too. So that could have done well. The Vickers barely fired a shot, in all honesty. Wasn't really needed. And that Pack 40 did its job. It took out the Stug, so that was well played. There will certainly be better opposition in other games, I think, for MatJouz to test his strength and test his skills. But I gotta say to him, like, your early build has to be more infantry heavy. Absolutely has to be more heavy. Like, stop building mortars as before you've seen defensive weapons. No, because they're just not useful at all. But a win's a win. You can only beat what's in front of you. On to the next game.